Good evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of On the Glass. I am your host, Brandon Abels, and we have some breaking Jacksonville Jaguar news to talk about today. And for once, for the first time in a long time, we actually have some positive Jacksonville Jaguar news to talk about today. And the news started breaking last night. It became official this morning. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to hire, or have hired, former New York Giants head coach Ben McAdoo to be the quarterback's coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Ben McAdoo's history and see if this is a good hire for the Jacksonville Jaguars. McAdoo started his coaching career. He started it as an assistant coach in high school back in 1996. He became a graduate assistant in 2001 at Michigan State University, and he got his first NFL job with the New Orleans Saints in 2004 as the offensive quality control coordinator, and had the same job that he did with the Saints in 2005 with the San Francisco 49ers. From there, he went on to the Green Bay Packers, and he was the tight ends coach from 2006 to 2011, and then moved into the quarterback coach in Green Bay for the 2012 season. From there, he was the offensive coordinator under Tom Coughlin in 2014 and 2015 for the New York Football Giants, where his offense is ranked 8th and 10th offensively those respective years. In 2016 is when he became head coach for the New York Giants, and in 2017 is when he was fired by the New York Giants. Let's look at 2016. In 2016, the New York Giants were 11-5. They were coming in to the season where the season before they had just went 6-10 under Coughlin. They turned that around quickly and went to 11-5 and went to the wild card round in the playoffs, where they lost to the Green Bay Packers. Going into the 2017 season, needless to say, when you're coming off an 11-5 season, there is a lot of high expectations going into the following year. They didn't do so well the following year in 2017. He was fired after week 13 after a 2-10 start, and I think he was fired unjustly, to be honest with you. There was a lot of big-time injuries with the Giants that season, from Odell Beckham Jr., offensive line injuries, whatever the case may be. There was a lot of injuries for the New York Football Giants going into the 2017 season. So he was fired after week 13. They had an interim coach in Steve Spagnuolo, and they finished the season with 3 wins. And as we all know, he was fired, and then they hired the guy that they've already fired, and it's been a downward spiral for the New York Giants since that 2016 season where they went to the playoffs. Look, the New York Giants, Tom Coughlin, Eli Manning, whatever the case may be, the New York Giants have not been very good for a very, very long time. Now, there was those 2 seasons where they went on this magical run and won the Super Bowl, but for the most part, they have not been a very good football team for a very, very long time. During that 2017 season, McAdoo came under some scrutiny when he benched Eli Manning for the backup quarterback. A lot of people thought that was a sign of things to come for Manning, and that he would be released from the Giants and maybe end up down in Jacksonville with us, simply because Coughlin was already down there with us. Everybody was kind of feeling like Coughlin would try to bring in Eli to replace Bortles and all that kind of deal. That never happened, thank goodness. But with McAdoo, he had 2 really good seasons as offensive coordinator. 8th ranked offense, 10th ranked offense in his 2 respective years as the offensive coordinator with the Giants. So, how's this going to shake out for the Jacksonville Jaguars? I actually think this is going to be a really, really good hire. With the hiring of Jay Gruden and now the hiring of McAdoo, there is now 2 former head coaches on the offensive side of the football. Jay Gruden was an excellent offensive coordinator in Cincinnati. He just did not pan out very well in Washington as a head coach, but he is an excellent offensive coordinator. Same is said for McAdoo. McAdoo has been a very good position coach in the NFL. He was with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. He had Eli Manning up in New York as an offensive coordinator and was putting up good numbers with Manning. I think the 2 of them together with Doug Marrone is going to be exciting. Now, the question will be who the quarterback is going to be for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to have to wait and see, let the cake bake, see how this one plays out. Though I do have some thoughts on the quarterback situation in Jacksonville. I will go into that when I make the video about Yannick Ngakoue's contract and what we should do with Yannick and all that kind of thing. I will go into that. It's all kind of related. So I'm just going to kind of spoil my next video a little bit and say that with Jay Gruden and Ben McAdoo working with Gardner Minshew, I think there is a strong possibility that some magical things happen next year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have the pieces in place on the offensive side of the football. We got a really good quarterback. We got some really good receivers. Offensive line is the weak point here that we're talking about. And then we got a couple good running backs led by Leonard Fournette as well. The defensive side of the football is going to need some work, but for the most part, I could see on the offensive side of the football being a magical year next year for the Jacksonville Jaguars with Jay Gruden and Ben McAdoo being added to the staff this offseason. I'm actually very, very excited about this, if for no other reason than it gives us something other to talk about related to the Jacksonville Jaguars, other than the London stuff going on. So this is some welcome news in my opinion. Welcome Ben McAdoo to Duval, and let's do some big things this season, guys. So that being said, I love this hire. I'm ready for training camp to be here already. I'm sick of the winter, and let's get this thing going. Let's get it going. Ben, welcome again. Welcome. What do you think? Hit those comments below. Let me know what you think. I try to reply to every comment. I try to be as interactive as possible on these comments, on these videos. So hit the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up at ontheglass34@gmail.com. ontheglass34@gmail.com. As always, I would like to remind you about my friends at Shady Rays. If you're in the market for a new pair of sunglasses and you want quality, affordable shades, ShadyRays.com. If you ever lose a pair, if you ever break a pair, just hit up Shady Rays, tell them what happened, you pay for shipping, and then you get your new pair of sunglasses back. ShadyRays.com. I would also like to tell you about my friends at Sports Mania. They've been in Jacksonville a very, very long time. They're over at Jacksonville Beach. Go see my friends at Sports Mania. ontheglass34@gmail.com if you ever want to get in touch with me like that. If you're on Facebook, find me on Facebook, On The Glass on Facebook. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @BigTicketAbles on Twitter. And as always, I would like to thank you for viewing this video, and I'll see you next time on The Glass.